Hi everyone, my name is Fern, a growth and sustainability advocate and the founder of the Green Light Project. Isa sa dahilan kung bakit gusto kong mag-share ng lessons on entrepreneurial skills, lalo na sa finance, is because nakikita ko kung gaano ka-competitive ang market natin sa solar in the Philippines. At nangyari na to sa ibang bansa. Like, ang bilis lumago ng solar industry hanggang sa naging sobrang saturated yung market. So, ang nangyari, the small solar entrepreneurs and freelance installers, kahit gaano pa sila kagaling, napilitan magsara kasi hindi na manage ng maayos yung finances nila. Kulang sa tamang costing, cash flow planning, at pricing strategy. Tapos, biglang tumaas pa yung competition, lumiit ang kita, dumami yung demanding clients na gusto laging mabilis, mura, at perfect yung service. I don't want us to face the same risks here in the Philippines. That's why it's important na ngayon pa lang, marunong na tayo mag-handle ng finances para hindi lang tayo kumikita pero sustainable at handa rin lumago yung ating solar businesses. Okay, so ngayon, we will be talking about something that can make or break your business. Understanding your numbers. Kasi hindi ka kikita kung wala kang strong business foundation. If you can master your numbers, you'll have a business that's not only surviving, but thriving. So, uusad siya. Magsasurvive siya, whatever happens. Here's our roadmap today. By the end of this session, you'll understand the key ideas of solar finance, analyze your own numbers, and choose an action plan that you can start using today. Remember this, your business survives not only on the little extra, but on your financial discipline. Kasi kapag yung mga maliliit na expenses, nakala mo maliit lang, it can actually sink a great ship. So in this analogy, yung solar business natin, it can sink with those little expenses na hindi natin namamalayan. So ano ba yung common pitfalls? Many solar businesses fail not because of lack of projects, pero because of financial missteps. For example, yung mobilization fund, it's spent elsewhere. Or yung iba, iniisip, pag down payment, ay profit na yan. Or yung konting extra profit na yan. But then when projects stall, or pag na-pause yung project or nag-stop, clients lose trust. And we also don't want to be diverse. This is, I think, the biggest challenge now. Those who dive down prices and drown in losses. So, has anyone here experienced that? Yan yung isa sa pinaka nakakatakot na nangyari sa ibang bansa sa solar industry na wag sanang mangyari sa Philippines, price diving. Ibig sabihin, pababaan ng presyo para lang makuha yung project. So, at first, parang okay siya kasi nakakasabay ka sa market. Pero over time, anong mangyayari? Una, sobrang nipis ng kita mo. Imagine mo, dapat 300,000 ng project pero binaba mo ng 250,000 para lang hindi kunin ng competitor. So, konting delay or dagdag gastos sa materials, lugi ka na. Pangalawa, dahil manipis yung margin mo or profit margin, mapipilitan kang magtipid sa quality. Like, pwede kang kumuha ng mas murang materials or kulang sa training yung team or minsan mamadaliin mo yung trabaho. So, ang ending, madaming reklamo at warranty claims. So, mas mapapamahal ka pa. At pangatlo, nagkakaproblema sa cash flow. Dahil kulang yung kita mo, walang enough working capital, hindi ka makabili ng bulk supplies, hindi ka makabayad agad sa utang, at lalong hindi ka maka-invest sa growth ng solar business mo. At ang pinakamalala, kapag tuloy-tuloy yung price diving na yan, bumabagsak ang small players. Kasi, again, pababaan ng pababaan. Ang maiiwan na lang dyan, yung malalaking companies na kayang mag-operate kahit maliit yung tubo. Kaya, kailangan maging maingat at matalino tayo. Hindi pwedeng price wars ang labanan. Dapat alam natin kung paano ang tamang costing para sa cash flow management natin at mabigay natin yung value na kayang ipaglaban yung tamang presyo ng products and services natin. So, we'll make finance simple. So, think of it like sweldo and bills. You receive money, that's your revenue, you receive money. Then you spend money, that's your expense. And what's left is your savings. In this case, your profit. And the timing of your sweldo and due dates can make or break your budget. And that's cash flow. Discipline is building habits. Okay? So that's your daily habit that keeps your business running smoothly. Okay, now let's begin with a philosophical exercise. Let's say a kind stranger came up to you on the street and offered you 1,000 pesos. Okay, so may stranger na lumapit sa'yo, bibigyan ka ng 1,000 pesos. Would you rather have that 1,000 pesos today or 1 year from now? Okay, the answer here is money now. Money now is always worth more than the same amount of money at some point in the future. Why? The reason that money today, yung pera ngayon, is worth more, mas mahalaga, than the same amount of money in the future, like yung 1,000 mo ngayon ay mas malaki kaysa sa 1,000 in the future, it's because of money's capacity to earn more money. Like, simply deposit money today into a bank and it will earn more money as long as it remains there. And that concept is called the time value of money. And kapag naintindihan mo tong idea na to, it will make all kinds of business and financial decisions much easier. Okay, now here's a simple example of how we price a project. Okay, so we have materials plus labor plus overhead, which gives us the total cost. And then we add the profit margin. So in this case, let's say 20%. And that's how we arrive at the selling price. So notice how profit is not guesswork. Hindi mo siya huhulaan. You have to build it into the price. Because if you don't add your margin, your profit margin, you're not running a business. You're running a charity. And trust me, I've done this for several years. So how it works is your materials are what you physically need for the job, like your panels, inverter, mounting kits, wires, breakers. So dapat lahat ipasok mo dyan. Okay? There's a solar project pricing template that I can share with you. Just comment yes in the comment section and I'll share with you that template. So, yung labor naman, it covers your workers and your crew, like your installation team, electrician, site supervisor, Who else? Whoever is there to work for the project. Okay? And then you have the overhead. There's also an overhead template that's included in the solar pricing template. So if you're interested, again, just comment yes, and I will share it with you. So your overhead keeps your business running while the project is ongoing. So examples of this are admin support, yung pwedeng nagre-reply dun sa, if you have a Facebook account, yung taga-reply dun, or yung taga-sagot ng phone calls, like anything admin related. Tools, your office expenses, your transportation. So those are part of your overhead cost. And then you'll also add contingency, like your just in case caution or buffer for unexpected issues. Like for example, kung kailangan ng extra wires, etc. Okay? So yung contingency usually 5 to 15% yan. And your profit margin ensures that you're not just breaking even, but you're actually earning from your solar business. Because if you have earnings, it means growth and sustainability, right? If you want this to be a long-term business, then you have to take these into consideration. Now, let's try this together. You can take your calculators or use the solar pricing template that I will share with you to compute for the selling price. Okay. So in this example, materials cost 180,000, labor is 25,000, overhead 15,000, and then total cost is 220,000. Now, again, it doesn't stop there. Your formula is you have to add the profit margin and contingency if needed, so as to get the selling price. Okay. So for this particular example, try adding 20% margin. What's the selling price? Leave it in the comment. Okay, now there are a few steps or ways to grow your profit without price diving. Kasi ito yung pinaka dapat iwasan natin. Okay, so without price diving, you can improve profit through price, like charge enough to sustain your business. Because a lot of us, like many installers, undercharge just to close a deal. So, tiniisip natin, ay, basta may konting kita, okay na yan. But again, if your price is too low, you'll burn out your cash flow and you won't have enough for repairs, upgrades, or growth. Okay. So, example, you installed a 1.5 kilowatt system and charged 80,000 because your competitor quoted 85,000, but your cost was 70,000. After labor, transport, and taxes, you only made 3,000. So that's not sustainable. Instead, please calculate your true costs and add at least 15 to 20% profit margin. And explain to the client the value that they're getting, the value that they're paying for. Quality panels, better workmanship, and reliable after-sales service. That's more important. Second is a mix. So focus on higher margin packages because not all solar setups are equally profitable. Some packages have better profit margins because of lower costs or less labor. For example, you usually sell 1 kilowatt starter kits at a 10% profit margin. Instead, you can promote or sell the 3 kilowatt hybrid systems that have a 20 to 25% margin. Third is, another example here is You can also upsell batteries and inverters to existing clients. For example, yung mga clients na naka-grid tie system ngayon and experiencing frequent brownouts or power outages, they will benefit from upgrading to batteries, to hybrid systems, right? Your overall profit grows because accessories often have better markups as well. So the tip here is to learn to upsell and cross-sell to our existing clients or to our potential clients. Third, productivity. Be more efficient with your installations because the faster and smoother you complete the projects, mas mabilis, mas efficient, the more projects you can take in a month, and mas mababa din yung gagastusin mo para sa labor and overhead. For example, your team takes 2 days to install a 5 kilowatt system. Now, by preparing pre-assembled wiring and standardizing your checklist, you can cut down the installation time to 1 day. So that means more projects per month without hiring more people. And lastly, sourcing. Negotiate better supplier terms. Like, buy smart. Buying smart can save you more than cutting prices ever will. So, maganda yung makabuild tayo ng good relationships with our suppliers. A lot of our freelance installers here already have a good working relationship with the supplier. Like, pumapayag yung suppliers na mag-supply muna bago bayad. Diba? So, we can get better deals. We can also negotiate for longer payment terms or even discounts on bulk orders. For example, if you buy solar panels at 8,000 each and you need 10 for a project, ang magiging cost mo dun is 80,000. But if you negotiate a 5% discount or ask for payment terms that allow you to pay after the client pays, you free up your cash flow and save money. Okay, so those are the 4: price, mix, productivity, and sourcing. Now, let's go back to the common mistakes, traps that ruin many solar businesses. But the solutions are simple habits that you can start today, like using mobilization money for other expenses, forgetting overhead costs, dropping prices to compete. So, what are the solutions? For mobilization misuse, separate your personal account from the business account para hindi magmi-mix, para namo-monitor mo kung alin doon yung pumapasok sa business at maiwasan natin na nag-abono ka na, right? Second, forgetting overhead costs. So, here, the solution is, one of the solutions is always add 5 to 10% contingency and stick to sustainable pricing instead of price diving. Okay, because again, it's a no-no. I see it a lot in the group. Pababaan ng presyo, pababaan. Sa huli, talo tayo. Talo tayong lahat because the clients expect more. Tapos abonado pa tayo in the end kasi meron pa tayong after sales support. So, I hope we can standardize our pricing as well as a community. Let me know how we can do this. Okay. Now, before we wrap up, I want you to think of one finance habit that you can commit to starting today. Okay, maybe it's separating your personal from your business accounts, or adding contingency fund to your solar pricing, or reviewing your cash flow weekly, or sticking to sustainable pricing. So any of those 3. What one finance habit that you can commit to starting today. I'll leave you with another quote from Benjamin Franklin. An investment in knowledge pays the interest. An investment in knowledge pays the interest. Like, sharing of best practices can help us learn better and faster as a community. And like, sharing common errors can also help others avoid the same mistakes that we've committed. So I hope that we can start intentionally learning and upskilling, because that's what's really gonna help us grow our solar businesses. Okay, so equip ourselves with business, not only technical skills, but also business skills if we want our solar business to be sustainable. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for your time. And um, if you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions on what to share next time, like learning sessions that I can facilitate or share with you, please feel free to uh, put it also in the comment. Bye bye.